Hey everybody! Welcome to The Good Feeling Life. My name is Talia, and if I don't know you, I am a law of attraction coach specializing in dream life creation. So I am here to help you create your dream life, which is business, health, happiness, abundance, everything that makes you feel whole and like your elevated self. So welcome. Today I am really excited about what I am here to share. So we're going to be talking today, first of all, about how to know if you are on the verge of a massive shift or a massive transformation. And then after we quickly go through that so that you know that you're here watching the right video, and then I'm going to talk about the 5 things that you absolutely need to know in order to make this shift and in order to manifest change fast. I've become a self-proclaimed pro at manifesting change. I have completely transformed myself physically, losing over 55 pounds, mentally going from anxious and depressed and really insecure without that self-love to a place of being very calm now, meditating, feeling happy, and watching how that has absolutely changed everything in my life. So I've also transformed myself spiritually, going from not really having that connection with the universe, not really knowing what this all is about, to having this really solid relationship with the universe where I'm able to communicate and use my intuition and feel guided and supported all the time. So this is what I really want for you. And this is what I'm going to talk about today. So I'm just going to make sure I'm live here. 1 second. So if you're tuning in, let me know where you're from. I always love to see where everybody's from. Oh, there I am. Awesome. Okay, I'm live. So if you're tuning in, let me know where you're from and say hi. So first I'm going to start with how to know that you are on the verge of a massive shift. And this is really important because sometimes we're going through life and we want change, but how do we know that we're actually on the verge of change and on the verge of something huge? So the very first sign that you are on the verge of a massive change is very simply you feel it. So you feel like things are changing. You are feeling a rumbling within. And it often sounds or often feels very much like excitement with a little bit of nervousness, and sometimes you don't even know why. So that's the very first sign that you're going through a massive change, is that you feel it. It's like, for some reason or another, I just feel like I'm going through this huge change. It's your intuition acting, and you just feel it. So that's the very first way. So let me know if you feel like you're going through a massive change deep in your gut, in your energy. Do you feel like it's happening? The next thing that is a really great sign that you are on the verge of massive change is you're noticing an increase in synchronicities. So this could be reoccurring numbers. This could be the same few people mentioning a book that ends up absolutely opening your mind or being really helpful in your life. It could be you're thinking about somebody and then they call you the next day, or you're saying to yourself, you know, I'd really like to hire a coach, or I'd really like to hire an accountant or something, and bam, within the week one's coming into your life. So it could be things like that. Like I mentioned, it could be reoccurring numbers, always catching the clock at 111 or 222 or something like that, where you're just starting to feel connected. And the reason why that's a sign that you're undergoing a massive change is because if you're going to manifest the life that you want, which you are, you need to get on board with the universe and start speaking its language. So you've been making your way through life to this place where you now are starting to feel aligned with the universe. And that's when things start, synchronistic events and coincidences and things like that start happening. And it's because you're now getting aligned with the universe. So you're getting those signs and signals, and you're getting that help. And that is a huge sign that you're on the verge of a massive change, because once you get aligned with the universe and with its support, things change so fast because happiness and health and abundance, it's all your birthright. And it's when we are not aligned with those things and not aligned with the universe that we feel stuck. So the fact that you're noticing synchronicities, let me know if that's something for you. If you're seeing reoccurring numbers or, any sort of coincidences like that reoccurring, you're always finding dimes or finding lots of heart-shaped things. Those types of things are synchronistic events of the universe nodding. We are on the same page. So that is a massive sign, and that is so good if that's you. I know that I catch the clock all the time, 222 and 444, and my husband's lucky number 6, so I'm always seeing 6644 because 4 is my lucky number, or 644 or 446, or my phone will be 64% or something, and I'm just noticing it all the time. And that's such a great sign that you are lined up with the universe and finally on its page. So the next thing is how to know if you're undergoing a massive transformation and ready to really elevate your life, is that you're being pulled to self-development and probably spiritual development. And that might be new for you. So either you're being pulled to a new level of it, like you're being really called to up level, or it's something that you are just starting to be pulled to spiritual development. Maybe you've never really experienced spiritual development before or read books about it. Maybe it's all very new for you. So either way, whether you're experienced with personal development and spiritual development or it's new to you, either way, that is a great sign that you are undergoing a massive shift, because this is something that it's basically the universe is pulling you to elevate your life. It's pulling you to self-develop, which means letting go of our stories and healing our past so that we can move into this powerful future. Because one really interesting thing is the way that the universe works is you got to get yourself in alignment of that life you want, and then it just occurs. It just miraculously happens. But when we're still angry or wounded or feeling a lot of guilt and trauma, it's hard for us to align with a dream life. Because when we think of dream life, we don't often think riddled with trauma and anxiety and all of that. So if you're being called to heal those things, it means that the universe has something incredible in store for you, and it's in your best interest to start doing that, to start healing those things and letting go and softening that resistance to the life that you truly want. So that's the next sign. And the last one that I have here is how to know that you're on the verge of a massive transformation is you're freaking done with being stuck. That is a huge one, because for a long time we accept our own stuckness. We stay in this place of feeling stuck. But when you get to the point where you feel just done, like it doesn't resonate with you anymore, I got to the point with that with my eating disorder, is that after years and years and years of trying to control and trying to get somewhere, I finally got to the stage where I was just done. And that's often the place where we can really make change. So we can make change at any time in our life or at any time in our journey. But if you're starting to feel that feeling of just being done with the struggle, done with maybe the sadness or the anxiety or the compulsions or the feeling of being alone, or maybe just being broke, you're done with it, you want to elevate your life and generate some income, that's the last sign that I have. And there's many signs, but that's the last one that I'm bringing to you today of how to know you're on the verge of the massive transformation. So the last sign is just being done. Just feeling absolutely done. Oh, hi, somebody's joining me. Awesome. Hello, good day to you. So very quickly, how to know you're on the verge of a massive transformation before I get into the 5 things that you have to do and have to know to manifest change fast. The first sign is that you just feel it. You feel in your being that you're on the verge of a massive transformation. Hi, Anne. Awesome. Hello. Thanks for joining me. So you feel it. You feel like you're on the verge of something huge. Maybe this whole year has been leading you to something big and you feel it. So that's the first sign. The next one is that you're seeing increased synchronicities. So this could be increased coincidences, reoccurring numbers. Like I mentioned, several people mentioning a book and then you finally read it and it really helps your life. It's these synchronicities that are guiding us to a better place, to a more happy place. So the next sign that you're on the verge of a massive transformation is that you're being very much pulled to self transformation or self-development and also spiritual development. So if that's new for you and all of a sudden your world is being opened to maybe things like law of attraction or what it really takes to create change, softening resistance, healing traumas, you're being pulled to heal, that's a really good sign that you're on the verge of a massive transformation, because the universe wants the best for you and we need to heal in order to move forward. It doesn't mean we have to be perfect. It doesn't mean we have to heal every little thing, but we need to start on that journey so that as we go, we become that person we've always wanted to be. And as we become that person, it has no choice but to materialize around us. So that's the next sign, is that you're being pulled to personal and self-development. And the last sign I have for you is that you're just done. You're just done being stuck. Maybe done being in debt or unhealthy relationships or feeling alone or being unhealthy yourself in your body or anxiety. And you're starting to feel like I'm done with this. It doesn't serve me anymore. I'm not getting anything out of this. I want to heal. And that's a huge sign that you're on the verge of a massive shift and a massive transformation. So now I'm going to get into the 5 things that you absolutely need. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I have transformed myself physically with weight and health. I've transformed mentally with depression and anxiety into a calm and peaceful way, a calm and peaceful mind. I've transformed going from lack of self-love, like at one point I felt like I had no self-love, to that filling my day, knowing what self-care is, understanding its potency, and also then transform myself financially, my relationships, my job, everything. I've gone from jobs I didn't like into my own business. So I've transformed everything. And I've put together these 5 steps because, or they're not really steps, they're just elements. So we need to look at all of these elements to really create the change that we want. And first of all, before I get into that, really quick, I want to mention that I have a brand new program launching in January. It's called Elevate, and it's all about dream life creation. So I'll post the link here in the comments if you're interested. Right now, we're in the early bird phase, which is $500 off the registration. I've just posted it there. If you're interested, you can take a look if this stuff interests you. But it's all about creating your dream life using law of attraction and self-development. There's so much in this program. I've never done anything like it. So I just want to mention that because it's right up this alley. If you're this person, then this program is meant for you. So 5 reasons or 5 elements that you need to look at in order to manifest change fast. So the very first thing, and this is actually the first thing, so this is the first step, is willingness. Are you willing to create change? So right away, it's very easy to say, of course I'm willing. I really want to create change. Of course I'm willing to. But often we say we're willing, but our actions don't say that we're willing. So we might be really wanting to lose weight or wanting to find a healthy relationship or wanting to change our financial situation or whatever's going on. But when these opportunities arise in front of us, we shoot them down because we're scared. So wanting and willing are actually quite different. So if you are willing, if you say you have a goal of elevating your health, if you want to lose weight or you want to get healthier, if you're willing, you're going to be trying new things. You're going to be willing to maybe hire a trainer or join a class or start a walking group or go with a buddy or something, right? You're going to be willing to do what it takes in order to manifest the change. And first of all, it doesn't take as much work as we have been led to believe. Really honestly, all that stuff, hi Margaret, all that stuff that I said that I have changed and transformed in my life, looking back and only looking back, it's actually been very easy. It's not taken a heck of a lot of striving and discomfort. It's actually been quite easy. So the very first thing we have to look at when we are wanting to manifest change is, are we willing? And like I mentioned, wanting and willing are actually quite different. So are you willing to do, hi Phil, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to just explore that there may be creative possibilities out there you haven't even thought of? Is your energy open about this thing? Are you willing to make that change? So it's going to take a new step in a new direction, because we all know the saying, I think it's Einstein that says, doing the same thing and expecting different results is insanity. So that is very true. And also doing the same thing and expecting different results, it won't go anywhere. The same thing won't get us different results. So we're going to be wanting to do something new. And you don't even have to know what the new is yet, which is where the universe comes in, and I'll get to this in a minute. But if you are willing to make a shift, your energy is different. You become receptive to help. You become receptive to guidance. You're willing to read a book or hire somebody or try something new. Go a little bit out of your comfort zone. Doesn't even have to be huge, but you're willing to do something new and keep on keeping on, right? Instead of doing the same thing. So that's the very first thing, is that, are you willing? And before I move on, I just want to say that you are somebody who is a light worker, because we are in this time of a massive transformation. This whole planet, we are going through a massive transformation, and you are part of that. So we need people like us to bring the light, to be those seekers, to be kind, to be looking at letting go and compassion and gratitude and all these things that make us a calm, centered, loving member of this planet. We are all needed. So in whatever you do for a job, it doesn't really matter, because you bring the light wherever you go, and it's needed. So I really want to ask you, are you willing to step up to what it takes to be that light worker, to be that person who is going to aid in the love in this planet? Because we really need you. So really looking at your willingness. And you can even just take, a really honest look at, I've wanted it, but you know what? I maybe haven't been that willing because I haven't really done anything yet about it. And all you can just say is, I'm willing. And if you have a dialogue with the universe, I know I do, I talk to it all the time. And what I would suggest saying is just, universe, I am willing and open for what's coming my way, or I'm willing and open for creative possibilities on how I could get healthier, or I'm willing to accept the assignment of being a light worker. Show me the way. And that's all it takes. It shifts your energy from one of just wanting but being stuck into a willingness, which will absolutely change your life. So number 2 of the 5 things, I'm just going to take a sip of water. Okay, so number 2 is, okay, this can feel tough, but again, your willingness is what will carry you. Yes, Margaret, you're willing. Yes, your willingness is what will carry you through this step. And this is very important. This is the coach in me. This is what I go through with my clients, and in the membership, we're talking about this all the time. This is something absolutely needed. So what we're looking at here is taking an honest inventory of your stories to do with the thing you want, or to do with yourself in general. So this is where, so if you, again, for the example of, say you're wanting to get healthier or lose weight, what are your stories about yourself and about losing weight? So do you carry a lot of stories about, it's hard, or I've tried before and I can't do it, or I'm weak, or people like us don't get healthy, or I'm genetically at a disadvantage because my whole family's unhealthy, or I can't. There's these stories that we carry, right? And we need to start adjusting the stories. We absolutely need to. If we don't adjust the stories around what we want, we won't get anywhere. So the second step here, or the second element of manifesting change, is really looking at the stories you carry around the thing you want. And If you can't do this on your own, if this is so new to you that you don't totally know what I mean, I really suggest getting some help, being around, oh, hi, Sarah, awesome, hello. Being around coaches or in communities, maybe Facebook groups or something that can help you with this. Hiring somebody would be great too. I have the Good Feeling membership, somewhere where you can really look at what your stories are. It's very important. So if you're wanting to get more abundant or increase your financial situation, but you carry the belief that like money's really hard to make, or I'm horrible with money, or money is the root of all evil. These are massive blocks that will stop your progress. So we need to look at what it is you want to change, and if it's your entire life or just everything in, Sarah recommends the membership. Yes, it is incredible. So if you're wanting to change like your whole life, like you're wanting just to elevate everything, health and happiness and all of that, look at the stories that you carry about life in general. Is it life is hard, or is it that I'm weak, or I'm unlovable, or I'm not enough? And really going to work on that stuff. And without coaching you directly, without you being a one-on-one client, the best thing I can say to do that is to just flip the script. So if I'm trying to get healthier, if I'm trying to lose weight and I'm telling myself you're fat or you're weak or you don't have willpower, the second I start hearing that voice in my mind, I have to flip it around. And I have to go, no, that's an old belief that's not serving me. And I'm not going to get anywhere thinking that, because guys, what you think will materialize and you will see evidence for it, and then you start believing it more. So you have to flip the script on the stories that you tell yourself about the thing that you want or about yourself. It is so important. Switching it from this is hard or I'm at a disadvantage to there must be a way, to some sort of faith that there must be a way to do this and I will find the way. That energy is so much better than any of the stories, the negative stories that we carry, like I'm unable to, or I'm weak, or I can't, or it's hard. Even simple things like that. No, it's not hard. I've just believed that and I've just created that, and I keep seeing it over and over, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's true, because maybe there's another way. Maybe there's sort of like a portal to the other side that I haven't yet discovered. And having that faith, because there is. You guys, I struggled so hard to lose weight and it got me into an eating disorder. I struggled so hard to feel self-love and I never got anywhere until I started switching the stories of I'm enough and I can do this and there must be a healthy way to lose weight. That was one of mine when I was, way back. I would look around and I'd think everybody who is fit or slim or healthy, not all of them got to a slim body with an eating disorder. Like that is actually, when I realized that, I went, no, there are definitely people out there that are healthy and happy and balanced and not always on diets and not always tortured. So there must be a way. If someone can do it, I can do it. And we need to start switching that language from it's hard and I'm unable to there must be a way. That's one of my favorite things. Sarah, I say that all the time in the membership, there must be a way. That opens you up for the universe to be like, oh, she's finally asking for my help. And here, yes, there is a way. There's many ways. So that's really important. So that's number 2. Is take an honest inventory of your stories and look at particularly the things you want to change and the stories you tell yourself about that. And the third one, which is really important, this comes from all of my law of attraction training, and I know how important it is getting into the energy of what it is that you want and how it will feel. So how will it feel to be healthy? How will it feel to be in a loving relationship? How will it feel to have self-love, have confidence, feel at ease in your body and your mind? How will it feel when you have enough money in the bank account to be able to do what you want to do? I find myself saying there is a way all the time now. Perfect, Sarah. And that is so true, that just flips it all around. You don't have to know what the way is. That's the beautiful part. We're scared to say there must be a way because we think we have to know what it is, but you don't. So getting into the energy of how it's going to feel. So you can do this through meditation, you can do this through visualization, or any way that you can get yourself there. So sometimes when I'm walking, especially when I was actively trying to lose weight or become healthier in my body, I'd be walking and I'd almost kind of close my eyes, like if I was on a hike or something, maybe only for a second so I don't trip. But I'd picture my body in the body I wanted. And I'd kind of think like, oh, it's so nice to feel so at ease in my body. And even if it's just little snippets of moments where you can get into that energy, or when you're at the grocery store and you're buying groceries, every single time I think it is so nice that I'm abundant enough to buy these groceries. Whether it's $6 or $86 or $106, it doesn't even matter. It's I'm abundant enough to buy these groceries, and not everybody is. And at one time in my life, I was counting every single penny and couldn't maybe have bought these groceries. So I just find myself always trying to get into the energy of what it is that I want and what that will feel like. And this is like the key of law of attraction, is you can't miss this key and start manifesting or creating change. It won't work. So I bring this into my day all the time. If I have a bath, I'll be laying in the bath thinking like, I take great care of myself. This is self-care. This is part of my dream life. When I'm, like I mentioned, even if I'm walking out in the forest or just walking outside or something, I think it's so nice to be able to walk around freely because my body works. Or if I'm outside in the forest, I think I'm so lucky that I get to just spend time in the forest with ease. Or when I'm with my family, I think this is so nice to just have family time. This is part of my dream life. I'm not stressed. I'm just with my family because this is part of my dream life. So I'm always looking for mini moments, right? Often this whole power of now thing, often we can go right now, how do you feel? Right now, how is life? And most of the time we go, life is pretty good right now. Even if I'm stressed for finances and it's coming up where I have to make, the house payment and I'm like, oh, where's it gonna come from? Even right now, life is good. I'm in my house. I will figure it out. I will find a way. And I've used that to get through many hard times in my life while I was in between. It was like I know what I wanted and I was getting there, but I wasn't quite seeing it yet. That is the most powerful tool that you can do. So when you go to bed, lay in your bed right before you're gonna go to sleep and think, today was a great day. This is like a day for my dream life. Or if you didn't have a great day, I am so grateful for this comfy bed in this home that is warm. I'm so lucky to have a roof over my head. And that does sound like gratitude, and of course it is. But what we're doing is we're showing the universe that we can get into the feeling of what it is we want now. And it has no choice but to attract more of those feelings. So if you want to feel more abundant, the first thing you need to do is find ways to feel abundant. Start looking around your room and being like, I have a computer, or I have a phone, or I have clothes, or I have a fridge with food in it, or I have plants and makeup and a printer and whatever, right? Like go around the room going, wow, I am really abundant actually. And again, it doesn't mean that the universe will be like, oh, she's abundant, I won't send her anything. It actually attracts it. That's the way that law of attraction works, is what you put out is magnetically attracted back to you. And what we choose to focus on will expand. So if you want to get healthier, find ways to feel healthier now. If you want to feel more loved or bring in a relationship, start thinking about the relationships you have now that you love, with your children, with your friends, with your family. And you will attract more relationships like that, more harmonious relationships into your life, and that will include the one, or whatever it is, right? If you want to bring in a good girlfriend or whatever it is, we focus on that thing that we want and how we actually already have it, and focus, and it has no choice but to be attracted to you. And you just have to try it to believe it. But that's so important, getting into the energy of what it is you want and what that will feel like. So the fourth step is something that I call aligned action. And this is really, really important. All of these are absolutely crucial. So what aligned action is it's you consistently taking action towards the thing you want. So action can be this mindset stuff that I'm saying. When you're laying in bed going, man, I am really abundant and I can't wait to have even more abundance. I'm welcoming in more and I'm grateful that I already am abundant. We get in, that's even aligned action to the universe. You are doing something to become aligned with what it is that you want. And other actions that are very physical actions that really help to speed up manifestation is to start trying things. So if you want to get more healthy, it's about joining a class or going walking with a friend or finding maybe one day a week you cook vegetarian or something like that, doing something. And the reason why this is so important is because you don't need to know how everything is going to pan out. In fact, you never do. Look at where you live or who your friends are or the relationships you're in. Did you know that was going to happen before it happened? Did you know how you were going to meet the person that's now your husband or your wife? Did you know how that was all going to pan out? Of course not. Did you can't possibly anticipate that time you met that friend that's now your BFF. You just didn't know. So don't worry about that. You don't have to know how it's all going to align. But what you need to do is start just making gestures to the universe. It shows that you're ready. It shows that you're trying and that you're willing. And you will continuously be guided. So I use this analogy a lot because it's the best analogy ever of the GPS. And when we say we want something, it's like setting the end destination in the GPS. So we say we want health or happiness or abundance. It's like we're entering in the GPS, Seattle or Idaho or Winnipeg or whatever. We're putting it into the GPS. The GPS calculates the route, right? Which is the universe. Again, you don't need to know how. You don't need to know every turn to get to Winnipeg. You just need to enter it. And the universe figures it out, the GPS figures it out. So what is the very first thing that you absolutely need to do after you enter that destination? How do you actually receive guidance with a GPS or in real life with intuition and with the universe? You have to start driving, right? And you have to actually put it in gear and start driving. And then the GPS kicks in and goes, okay, in 200 meters, turn left. And again, like the GPS, if you make a wrong turn, what does it do? Recalculating, right? When it's safe, take a U-turn or whatever. And that's the same with universal guidance. The universe is kind and loving and nurturing and giving. It's not hard on you. It's not playing tricks. It's not, only if you perfectly obey will I help you. It's not like that. We just need to start driving, which is just start acting in the direction. So if you're trying to get healthier, start looking up classes or something that calls to you that you wouldn't mind trying, or, really just taking that, again, the willingness to just take that first leap and start looking at things. And maybe if you look in, say, the Parks and Rec guide or something like that, a class might stick out to you you've never seen before. And you might feel like, oh, that'd be cool. And because I've already established that I'm willing, I'm going to give this a try. Or start talking to friends about it. And right away, I'm sure you'll find a friend that goes, me too, I would love to go walking with you. Great. So we just need to start and then notice where the universe grabs. It's kind of like, if you were applying for jobs, you might apply to 12 jobs and 2 call you back and 1 you end up getting. Well, that's the one that you were meant to get, but you had to apply to the 10 to see what was going to work. And it's the same thing. So we need to start taking aligned action, which is I also call it inspired action. So it's something that feels good. It's never going to feel bad. So if you're trying to make action in a way that doesn't feel good, don't do it. Always look at what would feel good, what would be kind of fun. You might need to have a little bravery or a little willingness, but just look at what would feel good. Where can I start? If you're wanting to get more on board with your finances, maybe you could start with reading a book, something like The Millionaire Mind or something like that. That's incredible. Or maybe hiring an accountant. Maybe you can just start looking for accountants in your area to help manage your money, or jobs to create extra income, or something, right? And then notice what pulls to you, what sticks out to you. And then you might even notice friends and family starting to just mention things. This place is hiring, or I just got the best accountant or something. And you'll notice, because it's law of attraction, what you put out is attracted to you. So as you start just starting, you will notice you will be guided, much like the GPS. Turn left here, turn right here. That will come in the form of a class that lights you up, or you might even get a gift certificate to a gym or something that just happens synchronistically to pop into your life. That's the magic of the universe. So that's step number 4, is taking aligned action. And the absolute best way to know it's aligned action is by tapping into your intuition. And developing your intuition is great and really useful. But in the meantime, if you haven't developed your intuition, you can just think what feels good, what feels right, because it's always going to feel right? If it's good for you, it's always going to feel right, no matter what it is. And sometimes we have to think what feels the best out of these options, this accountant or this accountant, or whatever it is, right? So just start thinking what feels good. If you're trying to call in love, maybe online dating doesn't feel good, but maybe going out more with friends just to sort of meet people feels good. Or maybe some singles dancing club feels good to you, but something else doesn't feel good. So just go with what feels good, but start in the direction, and you will be continuously guided. For every step we take, we get more guidance. Every step we take, we get more guidance. And that is one big thing that most of us do to sabotage our success, is we think we have to know all the answers so we don't leap. It's like we leap, and if we can't see where we're gonna land, we don't want to do it, right? It looks scary, so we choose not to leap. But if you do leap, the universe will always create that landing pad under you, which is so exciting. So the number 4 is aligned action. So just to very quickly recap before I get to the final thing. Step number 1, or element number 1, was to be willing, to look at your willingness. Am I willing to create change? Am I willing to do something new? And just the energy of being willing will start the process of the attraction towards what it is that you want. Being willing, saying there must be a way, I'm open for creative possibilities, I am willing, is the first thing that will absolutely just start the journey with gusto and start to create change really fast. The second thing is being really honest about your stories, about what it is that you want. So making sure that the stories you have about it being hard, or about you being capable or smart enough or lovable, are starting to be in line with what it is you want. If you're saying you're unlovable but you're looking for love, it's always going to be a very uncomfortable situation. So we start to look at our self-love and say, I am lovable, I must be lovable. There's always, like, I see people always with someone for them, so there must be someone for me that's just going to love me, because damn it, I'm lovable, I'm awesome. So start aligning your stories with what it is that you want. The third thing is getting into the energy of how it's going to feel, and feeling abundance now, feeling health now, looking at the ways that you are loved now, not waiting for that thing. And one really important thing about this is, if we're not learning to feel that now, when we get there, we won't be able to know we're there, and we'll always be searching. So when I was in my eating disorder, every pound I lost, I didn't even care. It was the next pound. All I wanted to do was lose weight, and every pound you'd think I'd celebrate. And now, if that was a goal and something I was working towards, I would celebrate, because I know the power of that. But it was always, I don't even care. The next pound, the next pound, the next pound. Nothing ever lasted, because I never knew how to be okay with myself now. So if you learn to be okay with where you are now, feel abundant now, feel loved now, there's no choice but for the universe to manifest more of it every single time. And the fourth thing was aligned action. So that's just taking action in the direction of what you want. Can be small, can be big. It can be visualizing or meditating or applying for jobs or just getting out there to meet more people or taking a walk. You will continuously be guided if you continue to just take some action. It's absolutely necessary. Most of us are terrified of action, but it's the most important thing that we have to do on the journey. We have to keep acting. And so the fifth and final thing, and this is so important, you guys, is to get support. And I lone wolf everything. My default is to say, no, I got this, I don't need help. and it didn't serve me. I was so alone. So this was the catch-22, is I was always saying, I don't need help, I got this, but I was then feeling like I'm on my own, and where's all my people, and I'm unsupported, right? So I recognized at some point, finally, that I was constantly pushing people away. I wouldn't let people in or let people help me, but I always felt alone, and I wasn't ever getting anywhere. And it actually wasn't until I started really doing personal development, doing seminars and weekends, and then hired a coach. And you don't have to necessarily hire a coach, but do what you can to be supported. They say that we are about 60% more likely to be successful when we are supported, when we have a friend or a coach or a club or a group or something, right? If you hire a personal trainer and you have that appointment every week on Thursday, you show up every week on Thursday. But if you didn't have that appointment, you may not show up because we get in our heads, right? I'm tired, or I don't want to, or I don't know what to do at the gym, and we don't go. So that's why being accountable, and more than being accountable, it's getting support. When I have my coaches, like when I have a coach, which I always do, week by week, I am growing and transforming because I have that person that I'm talking to and recapping the week and setting goals, and they're encouraging me to be my best. So whatever version of support, whatever that means to you, it will change your life. Being supported is so important. We cannot lone wolf this journey. As humans, we're not even meant to lone wolf this journey, which is why isolation leads to depression and how loneliness can literally kill people. People can take their lives because they feel so alone. So really making sure that you're being supported in the thing that you want. And I find that if you have really good friends or you have a really good group or something, then that is absolutely incredible. And then the other option is hiring somebody. And it doesn't have to always be $10,000 or some big thing, but it really makes a difference to have someone that cares so much about your success just as much as you do, or as close as someone else can, that they are rooting you on. You find power you didn't know you had, you find confidence you didn't know you had, accountability, all of that, and pretty soon you build up that momentum of success and of love and light and self-love, that you all of a sudden realize that you are freaking capable and you can do this, right? So I would really, really suggest getting supported in whatever that means for you. When people are serious about change, they get supported. You think of athletes, you think of addicts, you think of, whatever it is, those people that need that change. If they're going for the Olympics, they get a coach. If they are, had some rock bottom in their life, they might go to rehab or get a team or go to counseling or something. And so anytime that people are really serious about change, they get supported in some way or another. And you can decide what support means to you and what would be the most effective. So just a very quick recap of everything without going into detail, because thank you so much for joining me and I'm so grateful you've been here. So how to know you're on the verge of a massive transformation. You feel it, increased synchronicities, you're being pulled to self-development and personal and spiritual development like crazy. Books, coaches, movies, documentaries, whatever. People are everywhere. Oh, hi Brenda. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So, and also you're just done with being stuck. You're fucking over it. Over it, because you're meant for more. That's a massive sign. And then the 5 things that you absolutely need to know to manifest change. Be willing. Are you willing? Are you willing to do what it takes energetically? You don't have to bust out tomorrow and do all the things and change your life, but are you willing? Are you just willing to change? Honest inventory of your stories, so important. Get into the energy of how it's going to feel. Be abundant now. Feel happy now. Feel in self-love now. Feel any area of your life, of your body that you can say you're healthy now. It will bring in more health. It will bring in more abundance, more love. And then aligned action. Remember the analogy of the GPS. We have to just move for the energy to be able to say turn right or go here, go there, and you will know that. The universe will tell us go here, go there, and you'll know that by your feelings. You'll feel pulled by synchronicities, by gut instincts. You'll feel pulled to certain things, and that will manifest change quicker than you just trying to figure it out all up here. So as humans, we have this brilliant brain, but we get kind of self-righteous, and we have this ego, and we think we have to figure it all out, and that's freaking intimidating. That feels very overwhelming. So as long as we're just taking little aligned actions, like I said, meditation, visualization, journaling, applying for jobs, getting out and meeting people, taking a walk, whatever it is your end goal is, take aligned actions towards that thing, and you will notice you'll continuously be guided to what the next step is. And then the fifth and final point here that you absolutely need to do is get supported in some way or another, whether it's friends, family, coaches, programs, books, whatever. Get supported. I find that person to person is the most effective. So finding another person to help you, like a friend or like a coach or like a counselor or a mentor, something. Person to person support is so important. We do not thrive when we're alone. We are not meant to be alone. So the final thing here to do is to get supported. Find somebody that believes in you so you can believe in you. Find somebody that wants the best for you, that wants to see you succeed, and watch how potent and amazing that support is and how it genuinely feels. And if you're interested for more, I do have that Elevate program coming up in January. If you feel like you are on the verge of massive change, and it's all about dream life creation with all this stuff over 10 weeks. It's going to be so exciting. So if you're interested, I did post the link. Check it out. If you want to ask any questions, of course you can. I love you. There's so many big things happening for you. You are going to do this. There is no choice. You are on the path. You are more on the path than you know, and you are going to do this. You are going to rock this world. We need you. We need your light. We need your love. Thank you for being who you are, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day.